On this episode of AV Social, we take a look at holidays and special events and how you use your marketing tools to combine those events and connect with your clients. All that and more next on AV Social.
The network for the AV industry.
What are you listening to?
This
is AV.
This
is AVNation.
This is AVNation.
This is AV Social, episode 32, recorded Friday, March 16th, 2018. Pi Day.
Support for AVNation is brought to you by Extron Electronics.
This is AV Social, the monthly look at social media and marketing for the audiovisual space. My name is Tim Albright. I am your host. With us to talk about all sorts of things, and we'll get into what exactly our discussion points are today, are a group of AV professionals and also marketing and communication professionals. First and foremost, his name is Mike, but we call him Kirby. He's from Gen Com. How are you, sir?
I'm great, Tim. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. Actually, Kirby and I have seen quite a bit of each other the last month or so. We got to hang out at PSNI, which he was on the panel there, and also at the NSCA BLC. So
correct.
Also with us, my buddy and pal and bow tie enthusiast. His name is Terry Coffey. He is from Draper. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, Tim. How about yourself?
I am doing well. And last but not least, I don't think I've ever had Abby on, but Abby and her company, Abby Wolf and her company, Corey's AV, actually helped put on the PSNI event. So how are you, ma'am?
I'm doing great on this Friday. How about you?
I'm doing well. I want to get into this a little bit. We are recording this on March 16th, and the reason I want to mention that is the whole idea of this episode sparked from something that happened this week. If you're not familiar, you're not geeky enough to understand that March 14th, 3/14, has been kind of adopted in the engineering and geek world as Pi Day. So 3.14, the 3.14 is the equation for pi, right? And what sparked this actually was something that Terry and Draper did. They put out not only a blog post, but a number of other special social media stuff about Pi Day. And the significance of what actually that equation means. And in talking around with some folks, Kirby, you guys at Gen Com also do something special for Pi Day. Kind of give folks an overview of what specifically you guys do for 3/14.
Yeah, so we actually tie it into our corporate values, which are passion, integrity, and excellence. And we chose those because we love them, but also they spell out Pi. So we do several times a year something with pie at company meetings. We have pie. So Pi Day is just a natural fit. We get pizza pies and we get pie, and everybody comes in. We bring in any installers we can find that are in town, and we have a good time.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Terry, give folks, if they're not familiar with kind of what you guys did also this week, with what specifically your blog post was about and what you guys do surrounding this specific day.
This was just an opportunity because it's all about making connections with people, right? Yeah. So our approach was to use this as an example of ways we use math, which seems kind of, oh yeah, well sure you use math. But we used it to kind of look at, talk about the chemistry with screen development and calculations for different tools and that sort of thing.
All right, and Abby, in talking around and asking some folks who we should have on about it, you guys at Corey's did something special about surrounding Valentine's Day back in February for your clients.
Yeah, it's our third year actually to send a rather scantily clad hunky Cupid to some of our very favorite clients. And it's a hit every year. Year after year, it's a hit on social media, but then it's also a hit amongst the clients who continue to come back to us. So it's a fun deal.
I didn't realize that Corey subcontracted himself out. I didn't. Kirby. So, all right. So beyond what we've already kind of covered here, and Abby, I'm going to start back with you on this. What else, regardless of whether it's a predominant holiday, let's say, Christmas, New Year, stuff like that, the ones that we kind of think about, or it's something maybe, silly, like Pi Day or like Arbor Day for whatever reason that popped in my head. But what else have you guys done surrounding, maybe a special day or a special anniversary?
For sure. Well, we like to focus on the holidays that really drum up social media content. So
Okay.
a lot of the little holidays here and there, sometimes they're just kind of made up holidays, and sometimes they're to promote a certain cause or whatever. But if I look on trending on Twitter and I see it's Red Nose Day, we're doing something. If it's Wear Red Day, one of our clients is the American Heart Association. So we want to make sure we're giving them their support. So wherever we can find the leverage, both in our clients, but then also in the social media aspect of things, is where we're going to jump on those opportunities.
It's interesting that you're tying into one of your clients' bigger days and one of their bigger fundraising events.
Absolutely. I think that's really important to show our clients that we're invested in their causes, and wherever we can find a day to wear purple or celebrate with whatever we can, we're going to do that. It's just a part of our company culture in the first place, but to add that extra, care into what our clients are doing is really important to us.
Well, it also shows that you're invested and you're also paying attention to them, right? Paying attention to what's important to them, right? And this is something that we have all kind of learned over the years, is that, not only do people buy from people and relationships are important, but it's also paying attention to what's kind of important to them and focusing on that and not making it all about us, right?
Absolutely. I think it's really important, not just for their event day, because we do a lot of live events, and that's where most of our clients come from. So for us, it's not just about the event day, it's about caring about their cause throughout the year, checking in with them on a regular basis. And this is just one of those ways that we can touch them again, but then also participate in the cause because we genuinely care about what they're doing.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Coffee. I know a couple of quirky ones that you guys at Draper have done in the past, but for folks who aren't familiar, what else besides Pi Day have you guys done?
I may be getting a reputation for being strange or quirky. I don't know. No, we've done things around various holidays, the big ones, and some of the small pop culture holidays like Towel Day, if you're familiar with Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. We've done a couple things around April Fools. And then there are some pop culture references that we've used in the past, everything from, if you remember the big controversy over the dress, we use that to talk about ISF certification of projection screens and reflecting true colors. And we've done stuff linking like Apartment 3G, which was a comic strip, a soap opera strip, zombie apocalypses, a Star Trek episode called Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra, Pumpkin Spice, Star Wars, Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven, Rear Window, The Tooth Fairy, Hogwarts. We did a post all in emoji at one point. So 404 web errors that you get, basically things that we think will catch our customers' eyes and potential customers' eyes and connect with them. And it's a fun way then to tell them about us.
All right. Just because I am a huge Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy fan, explain to folks who are not familiar with that fabulous piece of literature and also radio drama what Towel Day is and why it is what it is.
It's on May 25th, and it's a tribute to Douglas Adams, who wrote
the author.
He was the author of that. And people carry towels around them, with them, I should say. And it's something that was in the book. It's a towel is the most important thing you can have as an interstellar hitchhiker. So I don't want to say too much. Maybe you can check those out if you have not. But.
You always have to know where your towel is. So.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, Kirby, last one here. What else have you guys done besides obviously the Pi Day that ties into your corporate values?
Well, following Terry, I don't know how you follow that because I can't top any of those things. We don't do Towel Day or anything amazing. But I like both what Abby and Terry said. is that they're different. Everybody, I mean, we get hundreds of Christmas cards every year, so I don't know who sends us a Christmas card. We send Christmas cards, we do that, but nobody notices. So the things that are unique, whether it is Pi Day or Tal Day, or I think those are the things that I'm at least going to take back from this. Hope that's not adding any more value to the conversation, but I love that it's unique and different, so it stands out.
Terry, I want to start with you on this next question, simply because of the kind of the breadth of what you laid out, what you guys do. How do you choose what to pick up and what to let kind of fly by your desk and go, yeah, we're not going to touch that one?
Do you let ones fly by?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's a good question. I'm trying to think if there ever have been any ideas that that I've had that were just crazy enough that somebody said, maybe we shouldn't do that. What I try to do is, obviously, we reach out to more than just the AV industry, so it kind of depends on the audience we're looking to connect with. But we try to find things that we think our audiences will connect with, that they're interested in, and from that point, if it's a more obscure thing or a pop cultural reference, we're only going to do it once.
Okay.
But if it's a bigger deal, like holidays around the end of the year, Thanksgiving, that sort of thing, then we're going to do something. 4th of July, we're going to do something every year around that. So and plus when you do that, I feel like it, as Abby said earlier, it keeps you relevant in the mind of your customers, because you're talking about things that are happening right now and connecting their life with your product.
No. Kirby, when you guys talk about whether that's your company culture, your values, how do you guys figure out, whether it's, you mentioned the Christmas cards, whether it's Christmas cards or whether it's, some other time of the year, making sure that your messaging and some of these special occasions and special events fit your culture and fit the personality of your company?
Well, I think that's a good question. A lot of what we do really is more internally based, a lot less externally based. We definitely focus on things we can do to promote us through social media and with customers. But I think like I told you, we do our passion, integrity, and excellence. And the passion portion is what drives most of that. So one of the things we're passionate about is we have fun. We have a good time. Anyone that knows me, if you were at BLC, just to get a laugh, I bought cowboy boots and a cowboy hat. It's just about having fun. So I think we're not
hang on. Pause that one for a second. Not only did you buy them, but you wore them the remainder of the
every
event.
day. Every day.
That's awesome.
I am actually wearing them right now. I'd show you, but it would be kind of weird. I'm now a cowboy boot fan, but it's, I don't know, to me, it's just about having fun. We do some serious work and it's important, but it's not, we're not medical surgeons. It's not life and death for most of what we do. So let's enjoy it. Let's have fun. Let's take care of the problems, but it drives people to be their best when they're out there in the field, I think. So.
Absolutely. All right, Abby, last one here for this question. How do you guys decide what it is that you're doing, whether it's Valentine's Day or it's, Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I think that it's really important to match up your culture with whatever it is that you're doing. So for us, you guys have met my team. They're full of personality and full of fun. And I think it's really important for that to shine through. So what I have found to be the most useful tool in doing that is just showing your personality and being authentic. And so if somebody is talking about something in our office, then we should try it, or we should at least run it by a few more to see if everybody's on board with that. But I think the most important thing is knowing what your culture represents, knowing what your clients think about your team and your company, and then magnifying that as much as you possibly can. There's not a lot we don't shy away from as far as, things to do for public relations purposes or things to do for just fun internally. But we really try hard to make sure that we pick the ones that match our personality the most.
I also find it interesting that you guys internalize it first to make sure that it does fit not just the identity of the company Corey's, but also the people that are a part of Corey's.
That's right. If it were up to me, we would do something with puppies every single day, but not everybody feels that way. So I think it's really important for us to bounce ideas off of each other and find out what everybody is passionate about and kind of find a trend within our own company, but then also keep in mind always what your persona is outside the walls and kind of play into that as much as you can, because that's why people are at your social media channels. That's why people are paying attention to you in the first place, is because there's been some kind of interaction with you that has given them some value that they want to follow you. So why not give them more of that?
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. And that segues right into our next question. Kirby, we'll start with you. How do you let people know what you're doing? Right. Obviously, you mail them a Christmas card. But for the other stuff that you're doing, what channels are the ones that you guys at GenCom are specifically focused on?
Well, and I think that's the $1 million question for most companies in our industry, because we don't have giant marketing teams. We're not Nike. We're not Draper even. Marketing for us is me and a part-time person. So, clearly the easy ways that are not expensive, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, those kind of channels, you do have to dedicate time to do that. I saw pictures from Pi Day I haven't shared yet that I need to do, which I think is just the eternal problem with AV integrators and marketing. But I think social is a really good way. It's a good tool. But we also, we keep a portfolio that we take with us sometimes. It depends on the client, but we have a big tech sector here in Utah, and they're all about company culture. So we actually, as part of our, I don't really do a presentation, so that's the wrong word, but as part of our sales pitch, if you will, we talk about what makes us different as a company. And that's one of those things. We go, look at these fun things we do, it matches what you guys do. And like Abby talked about with their clients, we try and partner or piggyback on anything they're doing. If we go, hey, can we provide you some AV equipment for that event? Let's come party with you or whatever. So I hope that answered the question. I ramble a lot, so.
That's all right. Abby, what kind of, how do you let people know that what you're doing? Obviously, you're sending a Cupid to somebody's office. They know.
Yeah. Never underestimate the value of face-to-face interaction. Anytime you can get in front of a client, especially a client that might be picking you for one project but not another, or a client that you feel like might not be the most stable of relationships, or where there's opportunity even to have a face-to-face. And I think that our company really values that face-to-face as more than most companies I've ever worked for, because we know the value in it. But then also we're really focusing on Instagram this year. We're building a new website, which Instagram will be housed on the very front of it. And it's going to be awesome because so many people are going to Instagram these days. We also focus on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. We have some YouTube, but YouTube's kind of mostly there for search purposes for us. But yeah, we try to reach as many people as we can, and we're constantly trying to gain new followers as fast as we can, quality followers that aren't just, easy from a list kind of thing, but people who match our audiences and match our clients as best as possible.
That you raise a really good point. How exactly are you fostering followers on Instagram specifically?
Yeah, so on Instagram, it's really about cross promotion. So Facebook is kind of where we're bringing in a lot of our new Facebook or our new audience, if you will. Also on LinkedIn has really great targeting tools. And so as we are building client bases and we're adding them to our fan base, if you will, and then we're doing lookalike audiences on Facebook and then cross promoting into Instagram to make sure that everybody knows that there's exclusive content there that you might miss out on if you don't follow us.
All right, very good. Mr. Coffee, what channels is Draper using to get their message out, whether it's Pi Day or beyond that?
Pretty much what Kirby and Abby said. We use the social outlets. We also do Instagram, and I will add, we may be one of the last ones using it, but we even post to Google Plus, because we do have a few people who still are into that.
And hang on for a second. Before we hate on Google Plus, and God love it, it's still there.
Yes.
From an SEO standpoint, Google's still giving you points for that too.
That's the main reason I still do, is because that's going to come up tops on their search engine.
Yeah.
That's the main reason I do that. And we are fortunate here at Draper. When I started here 19 years ago, I was the third full-time member of our marketing staff, and we have 12 now. So.
Good, right.
Yeah, so I am able to focus all of my time on content creation and social media. So we are very fortunate as a company to be in that situation. And so that's why Kirby mentioned earlier, we have a lot of things. When you're posting 2-3 blog posts a week, and creating content, you've got to crank out the ideas. And we also encourage, we also send out the email of blog posts, and we encourage our sales folks to forward them also. And some of them make their way, although not these particular kinds of posts, but they will make their way into white papers or case studies or other types of content, and cross-reference.
So you're reusing those posts, in other forms. Yeah.
In some cases, yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, Curb. Whether it went really well or went really horribly, think back to some promotions you guys have done, and the basic question is would you do it again, and why? Was it Pi Day or a Christmas special you guys did? Would you do it again?
Yeah, well, and this one's not really particular to a day, but one of the things we love to do is sponsor golf tournaments.
Okay.
And we are always the most popular hole. We're not quite as risque as Corey's and sending hunks out, but we do beer and brats at the hole. And for Utah, that's risque. So that's what we do. But it's popular. That's what everybody loves. We bring a big Anchor audio speaker, put it up, play music. And it's just a fun time. And again, back to the fun, everybody loves it. So absolutely. I don't think we've done anything yet that I would not do again.
Okay, I'm sorry. Why are brats scandalous in Utah?
It wasn't the brats portion.
Okay, it was I got the beer part. I got the beer part.
Brats are fine in Utah. It's the beer.
Okay, all right. Nothing against Mormons. I have wonderful Mormon friends. I used to work for the Mormons, for crying out loud. So, 100 years ago. All right, Abby. You said this is your third year doing the Cupid, so obviously you would do that again. But is there anything that maybe didn't exactly hit on all cylinders that you might try again?
Yeah, we're actually going to take a second shot at a charity give back that we started when I first started here about 1.5 years ago. We figured, it's better to give a charity $1 per like on our page. And most of the charities in Oklahoma City have great reach with a great audience who has decision-making power. And so we thought, why not gain those folks on our page at $1 like versus gaining them at, I think we're paying $2.13 through campaigns, which is still a pretty good rate. But that $1 per like, I was anticipating, 500, 600 likes, and we were going to write a check to that charity and it was going to be a great day. We ended up getting 90 likes, which isn't bad. And that $90, we actually rounded it up to 100, went to a great charity. But now on take two, we learned a couple of things. We learned that we needed some kind of personal story behind why we chose the charity.
Okay.
We have so many charitable clients that we would love to give to all of them, and we do give to a lot of them. But why did we choose this particular one, I think is really important. So we have a couple of staff members right now who have gone through some things. We have one with a skin cancer battle, and we have one who just got hit on his bicycle training for a triathlon. And so we're going to next pick the charities that mean the most to those two and give the stories behind them and try it again and see if we can't hit that 500 mark.
Oh, wow. Very good. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Mr. Coffee. I know of a couple, just because you and I have known each other for a long time. But is there something that maybe you did that maybe didn't exactly come off like you wish it would have, that you might try again?
I'm not sure I remember. Do you have an example of what
Well, I know in talking that you didn't think that the emoji blog post exactly
okay. Right.
was received that well, I guess. Is
Well,
the best way to put that.
Oddly enough, at the beginning, the post in all emoji, and there was an accompanying post that translated it into real words. Oddly enough, since then, that has become an ongoing popular post for us.
Really?
Some folks must have linked to it or something. So it remains to this day, every month, one of our top 5 posts or something. And that was written in 2016. So I'm not sure what happened to make that happen. Like I said, somebody put it there. There have been a couple that surprised me that they didn't go over very well. One was, if you're familiar with Pearls Before Swine, comic strip. Well, Stephen Patsis did a take on a song, 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover, but it was a joke about 50 ways to leave your louvers. Well, in our solar control solutions area, we do custom louvers and custom Venetian blinds, and I loved that play on words, and so we did a post about it, and it got hardly any attention, and I just thought it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. So it kind of fell flat, and I can't, thinking back now, I'm not sure that there is anything that I would not do, knowing. Right, yeah.
All right, very good. Well, that'll be a good place to stop. Thank you all so much. Abby, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. This was fun.
How can people get a hold of you or Corey's if they're so inclined?
Sure. You can email us at info@CoreyAVCoryav.com, or you can hit us up at CoreyAV.com.
All right, very good. Mr. Coffee, always good to see you in your bow ties as always, sir. How do people get a hold of you or Draper?
Well, we're at draperinc.com, and if you want to reach out to me, my email is tcoffey@draperinc.com.
All right, very good. And Mr. Kirby, I appreciate it, sir. How do people get a hold of you or GenCom?
Absolutely. So GenCom, go to gencominc.com. If you want to follow me on Twitter at Kirby Utah, it's the best way.
All right, very good. And yeah, anytime Kirby is in a conference with you, you can always expect a whole lot of social media going back and forth. So
he's the best.
He is the best. really is the best. My name is Tim Albright. Don't follow me on the Twitters, but go by the website if you would please, avnation.tv, avnation.tv. You will find this program and a host of others while you are there. Check out our underwriter section. These are the folks who help us financially and help us bring you this program and a host of others, including Infocom coming up in about a month or so, and Draper is one of those, and so we appreciate their support. All that and more at avnation.tv, avnation.tv. Thanks so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. This has been AVSocial.